hoping this device can hear me good. Because I find that sometimes it's just muffled. But anyway, wanted to just kind of talk about some of the forms of rejection. Well, some of the experiences with rejection that I've experienced throughout my life. Like, um, I think saying no and declining somebody, it can be rejection, but it's not always rejection. It's just a simple, like, respectful no. Yes, because it's the opposite of yes. But when somebody just, like, pretty much just to try to, of course, like the Bible say that God is going to spew lukewarm Christians out of his mouth, or lukewarm people out of his mouth. And, that's rejecting. That's like, let's just say that's like something that you ate and it just didn't sit well with your stomach, so your stomach just is pushing that back out. And it was something that actually didn't sit well or just wasn't well with you. But anyway, so let's just get that established now. Just, I have no problem with taking a no, like I said, a respectful no, but it's just people's like bitter stuff with it. I'm gonna just start with again. I'm just referring to her as the woman who carried me biologically. I just can't really say too much else about it. I'm used to saying my mom and this and the third, but I haven't been around her so long, and even my last interaction with her, it was it was like I'm gonna do this, but I don't really want to or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And just and it wasn't even based on. Well, I don't want to get into details of that, but just that's how I took it. That's how I felt or whatever. And it was like almost made clear that she didn't want to be around me or want me around or whatever. Because I don't know, man. It's crazy. But when I was about 14, 15 years old, I went and stayed, about 15. I went overnight. I left the house and I stayed somewhere. I stayed with my ex boyfriend, actually, the guy who took my virginity, but I didn't do anything with him. I was just so upset with whatever I went through at the house. I went over there and stayed and just kind of wanted, I wanted some better, yeah, of course, attention, but some. I just wanted to feel better, and so I left and went and stayed over there and stayed overnight. And when I came back the next day, she was like, "Go back and screw who you was screwing. I'm not your mama, so you can't." You know what I'm saying? Well, I try not to dwell on this stuff and feel miserable about it because I can't deny that um, I can't say well taken care of, but I was taken care of to a certain extent. I was, God definitely provided for me, but I was provided for and stuff like that. But I guess in that same um, sentence, I can also say, there's certain stuff that a parent who really loves and cares for you is just not gonna do, even if you do have some difficult moments or some times where you disagree. There's just certain stuff that you're just not gonna do and say. And I just can't recall when I did certain stuff to my kids that I regret doing. I'm not saying she even regrets it. You know what I'm saying? She probably stand on it. But to me, if I would have did that same thing, I would have felt either some type of regret or guilt or whatever. But anyway, she said it. She never took that back. And I mean, once you say it anyway, you can't take it back. But didn't apologize for it or anything, and then went on to still do certain stuff like the place that we're living. Um, it's their house. They were owning it or whatever, or mortgage or whatever. But I think she was having some type of inspection or something done, and it was. She didn't want my car parked over there. She told me to park across the way, and all that, so that was one small thing. And because it's your parent, you don't think, I didn't think too much into it. I'm like, wait a minute, but I remember it now, of course. I was like, yeah, don't, your car don't need to be over here whenever this person come. I think she said it was something like her state lady or something like that. So that, then there was a time when she told me that there was gonna be, once I moved out, well, so called moved out, once I got eased out the house, she had said he can still come over here. I think he even wash clothes, but definitely to eat. So I went over there one time and they had cooked, and she was like, "Well, we don't have enough." And but you kind of assured me that once I moved out, I could still come over there and eat. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I understand things change, but I just didn't get the memo until I got there and some food was there. But then in that same in like manner, I seen her offer other people that had just sat down and ate and had money and had enough to take care of themselves some food. Oh, y'all have some or whatever. She did that, and I was like, wow. So that to me is just that's rejection. It's like, and it's some kind of bitterness. And to me, rejecting the ones who came from your womb that you carry, that's it's just harsh to me. I'm still coming into the understanding of this thing called life, and why God have has me here and my purpose and stuff like that. But yeah, so that's experience rejection from there. Experience rejection from my dad, from when my biological dad, he didn't carry me. So let me see, what can I refer to him as? I usually call him by his name, but yeah, a lot of people call them sperm donors. I just still ain't there, but just the biological male, the male who I have the same DNA of. Um, so yeah, he I mean, it was a couple for him to be away from me and stuff like that. It was just quite a few, it was a few, it was like a handful of times, but it was more than enough for you to already be like absent. So and then there's other times where I've experienced rejection that I probably have yet to come into knowing understanding of. And um, I mean, it's just so much. So, one time when I asked for help with the car insurance, and he claimed he had to check with the girl he was married to at the time, because this was his second marriage. So, I ended up having to resort to something that I didn't want to, and because he said, I'm gonna check, and he never really got back to me or said, and let me know that he could do it. That was hurtful. That pissed me off. Um, there's the other time, when I asked for help, and he instead of saying that he's not gonna do it or can't do it, he referred me and tried to tell me, oh, well, this is how you can do it instead, and regarding me and my kids' father and stuff. But I was coming to him as his daughter, asking him, I'm saying, for help for me, and he was too busy worried about who I was involved with and what else I had going on. I'm just like, Lord have mercy. So that was that. Um, of course, now seemingly my daughter is that rejection, by not reaching out, not even looking back, and it makes me feel like, damn, was the situation so bad over here that was it that bad or whatever? So I just left it alone, and because in like manner, I'm not trying to reject my child at all. And I don't feel like even till this day, I still don't feel the need to do that or the desire, even with how she has responded or not, or lack thereof to me. What's the other one? Of course, my children's fathers, both of them, they at least definitely by their mouths, they reject me, and then of course some of their actions too. But a lot of times, yeah. Why would anybody go on? That pizza is about gone, or I don't know. It might be in the trash. I don't know. I'm in my room doing something. Please. I'm sorry. That is so just that right there. Just I'm annoyed because I've been out there the whole time and then want to wait till I close my door to come in. Come try to say something. I've been out there the whole time, like 3-4 hours. Oh Lord. And so anyway, my kids' fathers, dads, well, the one they have the biological DNA of, have definitely rejected me in a major ways with their mouth and stuff like that. And then let me see, of course, these so-called neighbors over here, it's rejection, of course, with their mouth and even some of their actions, but then they be so still determined and intention and deliberate about my life as far as trying to know what's going on and prying. And so it's like disgusting. It's oof, it's creepy, definitely. And again, if I didn't have God in my life and on my side, it would be definitely scary. It would be enough to make you say, "Hey, you need to get out from over here." But um, God have not removed me or moved me. And every time that I thought, okay, well, this is it, I'm about to go somewhere else, this, that, and the third, and even attempted to and stuff like that, uh, I'm still at this place. Been here, like I said, 11 years. Shoot, it's going on 12, coming up soon. Um, it's just a trip. But yeah, by then, just um, support for my children who have been over here, haven't caused them any problems, haven't been troublemakers, nothing like that, and just you know, I mean, just rejection. Of course, some of my peers when I was younger, I was just different than people. I'm an individual. I was different. Then I came from a different background. I went through some violent stuff and stuff like that. Regarding seeing my late grandma get beat on and all this other whatever. And so stuff like that. So that's my, you know, biological so-called dad, biological so-called mom, my own, child that I carried in my womb. Like I said, it feels like that. Don't necessarily mean that that's what it is. God have to show me, like He showed me regarding the so-called parentals that I have. I'm telling you, with my daughter, it just feels like strongly like that because of the more so to me the appearance of things. But I leave it there because I don't know. I don't know if that's just ultimately, hey, I'm done with you, and I ain't, because she's went on and pretty much lived this whole these months or whatever without me interacting with me, and to me, I don't know, man. That's just it's not right because I still interacted with my mom, my so-called mom when I went to stay with my so-called dad. Um, anyway. There's other areas. There's times when I've asked for help. I reach out for help again. Just use the example, the animal control. People be saying, just ask, what I'm saying, if you want help. I've asked on that. I went on even this site before that's supposed to be regarding community, and I've asked for help, and people already tried to expose and make it like it was a bad thing. I was really feeling like I was in. I'm gonna just say this. I was feeling like I was in need of help. And again, feeling don't necessarily mean, but I felt like something bad was gonna happen. So I asked for help. But it's not even just again saying respectfully no. It was just the way that it was done and how people try to. They don't be meaning it's messing up my trust thing because they don't really mean they want to help you from the heart and what I'm saying, and no strings attached. Or either if they do, they want to see that you're all the way low, low, low to the bottom or whatever before they help, if that. And that's again to boost their pride and their ego and stuff like that. It's not really to really do stuff from the heart. But yeah, so that I said the neighbors, of course, the animal control when I'm like, okay, so I gotta just let this fox walk around in my yard. Yes, and it was said, yes, ma'am. And I'm like, um, so that's how I be feeling. Like I asked for help. I've asked for help for years from certain specific people, and I just was called out a lot of times, called different insults, um, different names, and then other people I have asked for help from, they either given it and then they turn around and I didn't do the exact same thing for them. I mean, it makes sense that if I'm asking for the help, I can't, at least right now, at that time anyway, do the exact same thing. Now, if they would have waited some time, I would have been able to help them in that way if they truly needed the help. But, they ended up turning real sour and real bitter for whatever reason. Bitter because you can't do the same thing that they can. You can do what you can do, but you can't. And so I'm just like, ugh, y'all disgust me. So I still just say again, I don't try to live in no misery or nothing, but it would make for a lot of misery as much as I've been told. It's not even a no. It's just a go around it, beat around it. It's almost like I know I'm supposed to be doing it, but I just don't like her. Or I just don't, whatever it is. Whether it's just you don't understand me. That's more so what I think it is. They just don't understand me. But it's just like it's just something about her I don't like. And so with that, I just take it as a grain of salt and just keep on going. Like you can't make anybody. Um, then recently, the help that I did have coming in, it's always something that happens. And I had a dream about, and I'm just gonna speak. I had a dream about the people being arrested. And so after that dream, I just didn't get the help anymore. And then I've come to find out, like, naturally they got into a car accident and this and the third. So that could be the, representation. But that's when I just feel like, Lord, why won't you allow people to help me to build up? Why does everybody have somebody else? And I don't deny that my boys who are here, they're helpful, they're beneficial, but I feel a type of way like I'm not supposed to be utilizing my kids just for my help. It's definitely disorderly, but it's again, if I the fact that I know I'm not abusing them, it would be disgusting to me still, because it's like, yeah, you definitely use your not use, but what I'm saying, utilize the members of your household for help and stuff like that. But that's not how it's supposed to be. A certain weight is not supposed to be put on them, certain responsibility that because other people are avoiding. And so yeah, what else? I mean, it's been just numerous. It's been times where, let's see, it's again just people just. I knew that people was waiting on an opportunity to be spiteful. Some just flat out told me, pretty much, remember what you did and and of course it was according to their feelings that they felt like, oh, she shouldn't have did that. No, I did what I needed to do and what I was supposed to do really in that moment. I don't have no regret on things that I did. But then it turned and caused other people to be spiteful, like, you did it, I'm gonna do it too. Again, even example with them, with me putting cameras up to for a certain purpose, and then them turning around and putting cameras up just to be spiteful. They're not trying to make sure their household is safe or anything like that. That's the funniest part. They're just doing that to be spiteful, and then to even to an extent try to harass me and kind of, what I'm saying, it's stalker type stuff. And it's like, but and it's just creepy. So I was like, I don't know, maybe I'm getting a dose of my own medicine, because I'm not gonna sit here and say that I haven't lurked and stuff like that, but it wasn't never for no bad intentions or anything, or it wasn't never to be spiteful. It was because that's what I felt I needed to be observing and looking at. That's what I felt like I needed to be on for whatever reason. Or I could either learn from that, and I might not have wanted them to see me learning it or whatever. But some people might think that's weird or creepy or whatever. But it is what it is. But I'm just saying, my intentions wasn't to do anything crazy and bad or whatever with it. So I don't know, man. It's just my main thing is, why won't God allow me even one person that's in my peer group, one or two, I'm gonna say two, because a part of me, still wants a female, and a part of me definitely, without a doubt, I want the male, the man that's in my husband. I can't even believe I'm still saying that. I want that husband, that father of my household, and stuff like that, companion, and just other stuff. Um, to be supportive of me, and I just to actually feel responsible for me. And that's the other thing. My boys' dad was like, you your dad. He didn't necessarily say I wasn't his responsibility. He was just like, you your dad's responsibility or something like that. And I was like, what in the world? And so that's what I'm waiting on. Well, Lord, send forth my responsibility, my the responsibility aspect of if I'm supposed to be the responsibility of my dad. And I don't feel like it came forth. I'm not saying that it hasn't, but of course when somebody like almost a representative of that side of the family came a couple of weeks ago, that's like indications, but that still was like, That's that's not what I mean. That was good and all, and I'm glad, but that's not what I feel like I want or need. So I'm gonna just put it like that. I'm not going to reject what God sends, but I'm like, Lord, it's got to be something more beneficial, highly beneficial for me and my kids. That was fine and kind of beneficial on that day for that moment, but no. And the thing is, I had seen a picture, came across a picture of him, a specific picture, and, you know, I don't know, man. And I'm actually feeling good today. I'm fine. I ate good last night. I'm done with my little run right now with DoorDash. I've been running with them for a while and just kind of got my money back because they did me dirty a couple months ago, and I just got some a lot of my money. I still spent out, but I got some of my money back. Probably exactly that amount or whatever. Probably nothing more. But anyway, um, I'm gonna go through and calculate it. I'm done with them for right now, honey. They got me good and full, and I know gaining some more pounds. I do got my jacuzzi set up. It's like 47 something degrees out there. I'm trying to figure out when I'm gonna go out there. I definitely gotta take a shower anyway. I want to be clean, but just now it's done got colder, so But even that, with having the gazebo up and having that under there, you just want to know what's going on in my. Like, what is it? I don't even care. Even though I've been in these people's houses and stuff before, I don't even care about what's going on in your house. Like, I really don't. Sometimes I get curious, but I don't let that curiosity get the best of me like I used to or even was close to doing back in the day. That's so funny because I made a comment about back in the day, and my almost 6-year-old son, he was like, "Yeah, that's from back in the day." I was like, "Lord, he ain't even 6 yet." Somebody hear him say that, they gonna feel a type of way. Trust me. Oh, what you know about back in the day? And it's like, he heard his mama say back in the day, and he looks up to me, and so And he asked me, I started laughing. He was like, "Why are you laughing?" Because I said back in the day. It sounded so funny coming from a 6-year-old. It did, but I don't care. My kids can learn from me and take heed, and I think it's awesome. So, honey, but when people would choose to get offended because a child said back in the day. Now, I try to make sure that he knows what he's saying. He's informed about it and not just using it and repeating. But that's my sweetheart. I'm so thankful for him. Yeah, he just came to the door and I kind of like, I didn't reject him, but I kind of just like detoured and deterred him like a little bit because, boy, let me wait till I come in here. I've been out there the whole time. But anyway, and I'm thankful. This is who God is allowing me. I want to say gave me, but I can hardly say that. I can just say this is who God is allowing me to utilize and have in my life, and I'm thankful. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't look down on them because they're younger. And again, I've been wanting that since I've been definitely at this location, but just in life, period. That companion and that closeness to somebody that would just stick with you, that would just ride with you. Um, Man, I've been that to other people, so I just feel like this girl said on one of the social media, she was like, I done rode and died and rode and died and rode and died, and I ain't got no more in me. Like, I ain't trying to do all that. And that's how I feel too. Like, damn, y'all done killed me. This, that, I done been a rider. Y'all done try to take stuff out of me. Then, you know what I'm saying? And it just ain't nothing left for me to be doing that. Now I really need somebody that's gonna ride this thing, y'all. I'm talking about ride this ride and ride. And so basically, yeah, the ones that so-called claim wanting me to ride for them, they pretty much rode rode on me, and you know what I'm saying? Like they be saying, ride or get rode on. And that's what they be doing. I'm just like, wow. And so yeah. But I am still steady healing from that last interaction that I had regarding my boy's dad. Because honey, that's tough. That thing was, and I really never thought, I wasn't trying to get out of it, but I never thought that I would get to this point where I'm just feeling so much better. And just hoping that he don't come and do nothing to try to stir. They do too much. But anyway, hopefully he doesn't come and try to stir the pot and this and the third. Regardless, I still have children with him, and so I'm just like, at any given moment, you could do something stupid, and I just hope and pray that you don't. I don't even want to speak about it because I'm just like, where you lurking at, where you hiding it, retarded. Um, because yeah, I mean, he definitely thinks that he owns me, he claims and all that or whatever. Now I just look back and I realize, he did some stuff that's like ritual type stuff that I'm trying to see what car's making all this noise right here. But like ritual type stuff, and I didn't know what it was. I didn't know. I had indications of it. I had dreams and stuff like that, and I had experiences, but I did not know. And it really truly got his mind thinking that he owns me and stuff like that. I have to laugh because you got to laugh at the enemy, the friends of the enemy, the enemy himself. But, he said that to me that he owns me. Of course, my other, my not other, but my daughter's dad, the memo was if he can't have me, nobody can have me. Like y'all don't know how to move on with y'all life. All these females and stuff y'all be out here interacting with, moving in with, this and the third with. But for me, y'all feel like y'all still can't because you can't control me and I don't balance it. I don't. I balance it to God, and that's just period. And there's times when God has me just humble myself in the certain stuff that I do. I don't even want to say it's rare, but it's been a rare case where he's like, well, you might not like it, but you're gonna have to help this person, and you have to be there in this type of way regarding this person. But usually it's like y'all don't dominate me because I know order and I know if you're disorderly and I don't have to submit to you. I don't have to do that. I don't care what you feel like. You might be physically stronger or even, you feel like you can outwit me or this, that, and the third, but I'm not in competition with you, so. And that's what they can't figure out and understand about me, but it's been there, it's clear, and I just let it be known. I don't be hiding it. I don't be hiding it at all, but I don't always put myself out there to everybody. Like, okay, if you up close and personal, you gonna know how I am, you gonna know who I am, you know what I'm saying? And I pretty much showed my boys dad that from like one of the first times when he was around me before we got pregnant and all this other stuff. My daughter's dad, yeah, he knew pretty much when I was young what type of life I was trying to live. I wasn't trying to live no crazy lifestyle. So and I didn't let them, the way they was living and who they was around and what they had going on really influence me too much. They definitely, I've been around them, so they have influenced me. There's some stuff about me that changed or taught to adapt to them, but not much. I still came out being who I am, who God allowed me to be who when I entered, and then, when I came out. And granted, there's been a lot of substantial stuff that been happening that, out of my control, but I wasn't even trying to hold on to myself and who I am. 'Cause I'm still trying to even figure out what's going on with me, but I was protective of myself, and that's that. But yeah, so yeah, the rejection has been a lot. Been called certain names, insults, and I've called people names, and I didn't even realize like that I was saying anything bad. I'm not even gonna lie. When it was coming out my mouth, I thought it was it was okay and it was the right thing. When I did realize that, oh, you don't need to be calling nobody this or saying this to somebody, then I was like, okay, yeah, I need to watch my mouth. I thought that was, I thought it was okay for all of us. I thought it was okay for all of us to play the dozens, but now when you're separate, when God tell you to come out from among them, be ye separate, you're not supposed to look like that insulting people. I do tell myself that when I have a slip up and I can call somebody and went off because somebody didn't piss me off, that's part of me. That's not me trying to play the dozens with y'all. That ain't me trying to it ain't me deliberately trying to make you feel bad. It's me not giving a damn. Like I don't care. At that point, I don't care what is said, and I almost don't care what happens to you. Period. But yeah, I'm laying here on this massage thing too. So You get massage pad and all that good stuff. But yeah, rejection. And where I do get some acceptance and what appears to be support, it's still like this still like, I don't want to get too close to this person. It's like a stigma or whatever or something over my life. Like him has told me, you're cursed from marriage and from being married or whatever the case may be. And I don't know how he came up with that. I don't know, but I started to feel like that because I'm like, dang, I know some things I did in my past that could hinder me, but then I look around and like, not look around, but then I know of others who did the same thing, and they weren't, what I'm saying, that didn't stop them. But mine is an individual case, so I don't try to compare mine to anybody else. But um, it's funny. It's like you don't have two things at the same time, like I said on Friday. Sugar, no Kool-Aid, jelly, no peanut butter, no ham, no burger. But yeah, um, I felt like I had somebody that was willing to do the things that my willing to do and help with the things that my boys dad was so-called about, the parents was complaining about. He complained enough, so I do feel like it was a concern to him. But he just complained. He wasn't really willing to put his hands to it and help out. Um, but this was a total different guy. But then this guy had his own agenda as far as something, other stuff. So I was like, oh, it's like I can never. It's like it's almost right, but it just didn't get right. And that's what I feel like. I don't want to call it stuck now, but before I felt stuck, like, damn, I want this, whatever this is, just move and just buzz. That's what I felt like. All I needed in my life just to, because I see other males out here just supporting some of these five parents are supporting these females and, caring about their women and willing to stand up, speak up, all that stuff. Saying certain stuff and just help out. Me, I've been that to somebody, and I just if I reap what I sow, why haven't I reaped that as far as what I've been in my consistency in the lives of two people, definitely, but probably more. Even again, the female so-called best friend that I had, it's like she got to a point where she was like, "Yep, I'm off the ride. I'm not riding no more." Okay, well, again, seemingly, I haven't talked to her since, but I don't intend on talking to her. But she still tried to stay connected to my daughter and stuff like that. And I'm just like, oh, for if I'd have known that people are sick like that, they just want a certain part of you, but they don't want to deal with you, the whole you, and all that. And I felt where I don't want to deal with certain stuff about people either, but I just didn't ride on them. I remained and definitely try to let people come to their senses and stuff like that. And if they don't, then they just say they lost it or something. But it does feel like it's just in everybody. The only ones that's, accepted me. Of course, when my grandma was still alive, she was somewhat receptive of me, and, you know. But now it's just my boys currently, and I'm not gonna say that's not enough. Because for one, God is enough. Without the physical vessels of my children and other people, God is more than enough. But I'm still feeling like, Lord, what else? What else is there? What else do you have for me? What else can I do? Um, and why can't I get I want, what my heart desires? Even though what the Bible is saying, I know it's got to be what's according to His will, but I really believe that was in my heart, and I was desiring that according to His will, and for the reason, for His reasons. I'm not gonna sit here and say I ain't have no selfish reasons and stuff, because I definitely, but I thought it was aligned to His will, and it still hasn't went away, but desire is not as what it's not as bold to me anymore. I don't feel those sensations like that, but it's still there. It hasn't went away. I want somebody to remain close and talk to me. And I did have another female associate, like I said, call me like clockwork every day. And she would get off from work. and it was to be in my business and be nosy and stuff like that. But I was still getting, I believed I was getting what I needed or wanted out that relationship, should I say? Um, Somebody that was a listening ear, and I was grateful. Like she really sat and listened and wanted to listen. I'm grateful, and that's the part of me who's like, goodness, that was, it might not have been the healthiest thing for me to be spilling all my stuff to her, and her even, hearing about it and hearing and all that or whatever, and vice versa, and me just talking and she never really spoke much, and you know what I'm saying, I wasn't listening much, but it was definitely doing something for me, and I was appreciative. To this day, I'm still appreciative. I'm still thankful, but that's not what's going on right now. And I do feel like I needed to adjust and stop talking about all these problems. And I mean, something was just happening every day anyway, so it was just always something going on. There was another thing, like why this stuff just keeps showing up in my life every day or every, definitely weekly, if not more than that, every couple of days for me to even have something to speak about. Is it just me who don't know how to, it's not that I can't get past stuff, because I definitely can, but don't know how to just get past things without talking about it, or what? I don't know. How is anybody else coping? And me, that was my coping. And I was definitely going to God, but He wasn't always the first resort. I would hop my foot on that phone, and now that's not in my vicinity. And yeah, I felt the last time I felt convicted about it anyway when she had reached out, and I couldn't say nothing back. I wanted to, I really did, but I couldn't do it, and I just feel like God knows best. So let me continue to be obedient. Let me continue to hear from Him. So yeah. Anyway, mm, 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 mm. Anyway, after I feel resolved from last year, and I'm just going ahead and say, yep, I received it, and I'm gonna ride. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna hold on. Lord help me. Even now, I gotta pray and ask God to help me to hold on tight, because if it even look like or feel like I ever want to get tempted to, what is it, unresolved, disresolved, the devil be down, because that was some heartache, that was some hurt, some pain. I like feeling peaceful. I like being able to smile. I listened to this, what is it, Glenn Lewis song the other day, Don't You Forget, or something like that. And I just had, I almost shed some tears or whatever, and I don't know what that was about, but I'm just trying to hear the voice of God, listen to Him over all other voices, because there's other stuff that I hear and see, but I'm trying to listen to and take heed to the voice of God. When that boy went sliding across that pavement on that moped or whatever, uh, I'm gonna say like today or whatever before it happened, a couple days before it happened, I was I didn't necessarily hear from God, but I seen him circling around, keep coming around, whatever, and I guess whether it was the flesh or something, was starting to decide. I was like, hold on now. And then I just took it upon myself. I was like, I'm running in the house. Like, I didn't know what to do, so I just was like, let me run in the house. So that's what I'm about to be doing it for something. Like, I don't know what to do. Let me just run. Let me just get somewhere where I can make a cognitive decision, a logical, well, I don't want to say logical, but just say a sound decision, a wise decision that came from the Spirit of God leading me and guiding me. So I don't know. I'm not gonna say I got one more time to mess up, but I'm gonna just say I'm not trying to be deliberate about messing up or anything like that, because you don't know what kind of doors that opens. So yeah, but it's just been a whole bunch of lies told, half truths, and just which is ultimately just a lie. Period. And I don't like it. I don't stand for it. So I don't really be around people that it's like that. Like I said, the last interaction with somebody, basically a representative of the so-called paternal biological family that I had, came, and that was good. That was graceful to me, and it went well, and it seems genuine, and it felt good. You know what I'm saying? Felt good. It seems I like all that, all in one space. Feels good. Seems genuine. I got the knowing on the inside that it's okay. It's safe for me. I'm secure. You know, this ain't nothing to come and be a mind game or some tricks. You know, and this is of God. This is the will of God for my life on this day, and you know, so that was good. But I just want more of that. Like I said, female form, yes, but not in no lesbian, gay type of stuff. And I don't want nobody, no female coming around me that's attracted to me in that type of way. Because if I don't take that, they feel rejected or whatever. But I want a man, honey, that wants to that'll sop me up, just not devour me, not in no destructive type of way, and just love on me and stuff like that. But and benefit me and help me and stuff like that. For real, like seriously. And really ideal for me, I'm just like, because I don't have a vehicle right now. I want somebody that's willing to, if they have a vehicle or two, but really, I'm really just one. Like, can you still maintain your place or whatever? Or really, I got a little secret that I would like to do. But yeah, can you just maintain your place? Um, I don't know. I just still want to be discreet, should I say? I don't want to say maintain their place, but like you have a vehicle, can I use it? Can we keep it parked over here? You gotta get up and go to work. I take you to work from whatever location that person is at, whether it's their place or again my little discreet location that I want and have. Um, and you know, you there to witness and be there to help me if when things come against me, when people in this world come against me and stuff like that. Also, just to not even to just try to find them fraud. They already show themselves to be fraud, but to just be able to be that shoulder if I need to, whether it's to cry or just some advice and stuff like that. Support, definitely prayer. Period. Like I just cannot skimp on prayer. A praying man. Affectionate, kissing, hugging, all that good stuff, and definitely want to be a healthy fit for my sons. Be that be that I don't know why I'm thinking about design, but be that type of role model. I don't know. Anyway, God knows best, and I'll just leave it at that. Cause I mean, like they daddy told me, he said, "Oh, you don't need no man to do for you and stuff." So I don't know if that means he's saying I don't need no man at all, or if I just don't need a man to do something for me. No, I don't. But what I do need is what I do need and want. You know what I'm saying? So I don't like the way that it even feels like they can tell me certain stuff and try to control my life. Like I think it's ugly. Cause the thing about it is, I could be a jerk and try to intrude on their everyday life. I don't. Cause I don't, at this point, I don't care enough, but I care about my kids. I don't care about having you, you know what I'm saying, seeing you somewhere and not getting well and doing well. Just and my thing about it with my boy's dad, I think that this is my thoughts though. I think that he feels like that's the best place for him or whatever. If he even feels like, I just think he uses people, of course, and as long as it's feeling good to him, then that's what it is. Now again, he's remained for a while now, and so I mean, I know he lasted long with me, and he called it longevity. So I don't know what this would be considered because it definitely ain't nowhere near how long we was together dealing with each other, but it's still just like an extensive time for him. And again, I feel like it was picked out and all that, handpicked by his mom before she left here, and I feel like it was definitely despite me. But shit, you never know. It could have been despite me, but ended up helping me anyway get out of a crazy, dangerous situation, and I'm thankful, honey. If you ain't do nothing else with yourself, cause she was mean and trying to like drag me under whatever. If you ain't do nothing else with yourself, then thank you. But yeah, I won't give him the chance to do me like that again. And that's what I'm like, Lord, please help me to hold on to that type of power, that mindset, because I still do. I love him, and I'm, you know what I'm saying? That's their daddy. And, I do feel like he could have been my road dog, but it's just, he not. He was, it was just it's the influence for me. He was easily influenced by anybody that was outside his house. And I was just like, how do you do that? Well, because he's smart enough to know and point out and tell me stuff, but he would get somewhere, and I guess whether it was second guessed or just flat out just, oh, I'm glad I got a reason to feel like I feel or whatever, or to act on whatever he may have already been feeling or whatever. Okay, well, enjoy your life. I'm not going deep on that because I mean, he's not even really welcomed in my day. I like I said, I choose to acknowledge him because he's the boys' dad, but I just want that whole thing clear. I'm getting over the fact that hey, you'll be a two-time, you got three children with two different men. I mean, I definitely see more females with more than that, but I'm done with that part, and like, I don't care no more. I still don't want three baby daddies and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But at this point, it's like, you know what? I might as well let it go. Because I can't ride with them. I can't, you know what I'm saying? They was just disgusting. And I was not disgusting to them. I might have some disgusting ways just within myself, but I wasn't disgusting to them, treating them and stuff like that, mistreating them and stuff like that. So, with all that said, it's been a long video.